And we're back at You Up with Nikki Glaser. Full studio. Wanda Sykes is here with us now, joining us with Jackie Fabulous and Andrew Collin. Wanda Sykes, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Sorry you had to listen to me tell people to buy their dad underwear. Well, how do you guys celebrate Mother's Day in your house? You've got two moms with your two kids. You just double it up.
Just double it up.
Yeah.
That's all.
Did you get anything good this year?
Any G-strings from the kids?
A new bra, hey, mommy. You'll use it. You'll definitely use it.
Yeah, we'll use it. Basically, our kids are 10.
Yeah.
So you get a handmade card.
Whatever they did at
you get a handmade rush card.
Yeah.
Just rush job card. It's
macaroni.
Yeah, if they don't have a teacher who's like on top of them and say, make the damn card.
Yep.
You just gonna get some jacked up card. So that's we both got a jacked up card. And I sent my wife some nice flowers, and she sent me some nice flowers.
That's nice.
So
So
that's
we'll
how it
celebrate each
happens.
other. That's good. Yeah. Wanda's new special, I can't recommend it enough.
So
It's
good.
called Not Normal. It's on Netflix now. You should be getting it sold to you as soon as you pull up Netflix. It should be the first thing you see. I know it was when I was back home with my parents over last week. We sat down and watched it. It is so good. It's so funny. It starts out immediately. Just it gets you right away, and you're laughing the whole time. It's so fun, dude. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks, Nikki.
I'm sure you're hearing that everywhere, though. I mean, does this feel like a special to you? You've had so many.
It definitely feels special.
Yeah.
This one, I try to make them all special, but this one, you definitely can feel a difference from the feedback, and I think it's the platform.
Yeah.
It's Netflix. Now my last special was really good.
Right?
What happened? Yeah, what happened, Miss
Epix.
Sykes? I think were you there for the taping? I thought you came for the taping.
No,
with
I tried
Kim.
to. I couldn't. I didn't come with Kim.
Okay.
I meant to.
But yeah, that one was special, but it was on Epic, so no one saw it.
Right.
So it's like if you put a special out, no one sees it. Did it happen?
Yeah.
Did it really happen? So,
Yeah.
but I love Epics, and they were great. We had a great relationship with them. But it's just a matter of
I know,
of
it's like-
What was
exposure.
the
But
chronology
this one is
of that?
definitely.
Because it was the Epics thing, and then we had the little Monique drama, and
Right.
then you were on Twitter talking about, well, they gave me this. And then Netflix, did they call you like during that? Like, hey, my bad. We got plenty of money. We didn't tell you. I'm sorry. We want you to come over here, girl. We didn't have your number. That's all it was.
Miscommunication.
Miscommunication. My bad.
Oh,
We know
yeah.
who you are.
Right,
You
right.
changed your email?
Yeah, right.
That's the one I have for the Netflix account.
Yeah,
You should be able to find
check your
it.
spam. Check your spam.
It's your Hotmail
spam.
account,
Yeah,
right?
right,
Your
right,
Hotmail?
right.
We've been trying to hit you, girl. We've been trying to find you.
It was basically, I was ready to do another special, and my agent put it out there, and Netflix came in with the best offer.
Oh,
yeah.
finally.
And I'm sure you've fielded this question a lot, but as a comedian who just taped a special, I'm interested in how do you build the new special? How do you dump all the material afterwards? And you talked about when you did Not Normal, this one that just came out. This was the culmination of a tour that you did.
Right.
So you were working this out on tour. Now, that first day of the tour, what are you taking out there then? What material do you have on that first day of tour?
Ooh, first day of tour. Well, I always go to a club first and work a weekend.
Yeah.
So
Less pressure.
You can do the jokes you did on Epics.
Ain't nobody seen these, so let's just bring them back.
Good point. It's actually her Netflix special. She just
Just change the logo.
2006.
Just change the logo.
Yeah.
But what did I start off with? I don't even remember it. I'd been writing a lot,
yeah.
and I was going up in the clubs like in
So you
LA and stuff, like 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there, putting it together. And then when I went to the clubs, it was just the beginnings of it. I had a bunch of jokes, but I didn't have the overall theme.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So It was, it's just joke for joke and see what survives, what hits.
And I'm wondering about a couple bits. Like, how does your act outs are some of the best in stand up comedy, I have to say, because they're so subtle and your acting ability. It just
you saw the acting in the special, right? I
Yes!
saw the thespian in this special because you shut it down when it's time to act it out, and it becomes not a comic, you become an actor, and then you have the punch after the acting segment. It was
My
so
parents
nice.
and I rewound her on a Segway.
Yes.
Like 5 times
Yes.
to watch the subtlety of you think that you know what someone doing an act out on a Segway is going to
No.
be and how like, oh, that could look good. The way you do it is so good. Did you practice it? Did you
I
get
know.
a trainer? What? How did you? Where did that emerge from? Like that specifically. If you watch Not Normal, it's within the first 15 minutes. Wanda does an act out of a security guard on a Segway, and it's one of the best act outs I've seen in comedy. I really have to say that we rewound it. We couldn't get over it.
You just got to watch Paul Blart Mall Cop 3 or 4 times, and you'll nail it. I'm telling you.
Is that something that? And I don't know why I'm asking you questions that comedians get from people who aren't comedians. So I know how this all works, but I truly don't know how that Segway bit, did that come out on stage, or were you backstage like, maybe this is something, and like did it for a couple people and you're like, does this look like a Segway? Or did you do it in the mirror? Like, how do you test that?
On stage.
Yeah.
On stage.
Yeah.
You were like Michael Jackson, Smooth Criminals doing it.
Wow.
That lean was sharp.
You know what? I didn't realize how far I was leaning until I saw it. And when I saw it, I was like, damn, bitch, you could have break your face doing that. What the hell are you doing
wearing a
out
harness?
there?
What is she
yeah,
doing?
like, what are you doing? You're not Pink. What are you doing?
God, you forget how much Pink is doing on like
I
when
know.
when you watch a
full-blown
Pink
Cirque du
live
Soleil
performance.
/ music. I know.
Yeah.
Like, wow, she's incredible. But it's so funny.
Where'd you run the hour completely before the taping? What was the last place you did the full hour nonstop? This is it.
Philadelphia Helium.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good
No, not
club.
Helium. It's called the
Punchline?
Punchline? Yeah, it's called Punchline.
Oh, yeah,
Punchline.
yeah. We've been
They're
there.
both still there.
Oh yeah,
But-
well, Punchline. I did it at
yeah.
Punchline.
And did you tape right
Punchline.
after that night? Like, what was the
The
sequence
night
of time?
before.
Night before.
I did it 2 nights at Punchline,
Mhm.
and then and then I ran it. I think I was there like a Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I taped Thursday, Friday
Wow.
in New York.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then how did that feel getting done? Did you still do that material? Did you have dates on the books, I guess, for like the next week? And you're like, oh, I'll take this out again, because I'm struggling with like I had like a weekend of shows right after my taping, and I was still doing material from it, and I came up with like new lines on stage. And I'm like,
You're gonna make yourself
I
crazy.
should stop doing that material.
I did new lines during the taping. For the special.
That's great.
The new the
like what?
the one about we weren't trying to treat crackheads. There wasn't anyone knocking down doors saying, "Oh, we're all the crackheads. I need to check your blood pressure."
the opioid part.
The opioid thing,
That
and the
was
Pookie. Let's sit around this little crack circle and talk about
That
our
was ad-lib?
feelings. Yeah,
Dude,
Yeah.
that was so
Pookie, would you like
brilliant.
to go first? Yeah, that was.
How did
Yeah.
you get the nerve to do that at the time? Oh, I guess if it didn't go well, you could tell them, take this out.
She owns
Yeah.
the production company.
Right.
I forgot. It was her production, literally.
Yeah, yeah.
That's really cool, because that was one of the standout joke to me of like, wow, I mean, there's so many profound moments in your special where you're like, that's a really great point. The opioid crisis is
It's a white crisis.
It's a white crisis
Yes.
because doctors do prescribe white people more
You were
opioids
so
than black
right.
people because they think our pain is
Yeah.
that's a real thing.
You know what blacks do? They're like, yo, hit this blunt real quick. You'll be fine. Like, they don't offer you no real medication. They offer you weed and some liquor. And you're like, I just had open heart surgery. I need
That
hard
is
stuff.
nuts.
Yeah. Actually, after one of my shows, a professor, I forgot what college, she came up to me and was saying, she's like, look, I know your stand up, it's to you they're bits, but I want you to know that what you said about the opioid crisis and how the doctors don't prescribe to African Americans. I said, well, I actually read that study. She's like, yeah, but she said, but it goes back further, and it even goes back to slavery, where they felt like they could
Walk it
they
off.
could beat to beat the slaves and treat them so off because they didn't think that black people
Felt pain.
had feelings.
Felt this.
Could feel the pain.
But tracing it back to that,
I said, you mean ouch wasn't a clue? You know, like hey, oh, you know that.
Oh,
You know?
God.
unbelievable.
The whipping and stuff, then they
Right.
still go back to work. So they figure you guys are immune to pain.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they would torture
Yeah,
them
'cause
and
you
they would still
made
go back
us.
to work.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We never
Yeah, it's like, oh, I need a nap. Oh my God, that whipping. I'm just gonna go lay down. No, it wasn't. No.
But
That's
that
where it
is
comes from.
No.
that I cannot believe you thought of that on stage, because comparing that to how we handled the crack crisis was brilliant. And you have so many moments like that in the special. You lay out rules for you think about having black friends for white people and how we need
Oh
them,
my
but you guys
God.
don't need white friends. I fucking love that
Every
so
corporate
much.
job I've had before stand-up, I had the white girlfriend who was just like, hey, girl, I went to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
That was so
And I'd be like,
Yeah.
get away from me, bitch.
Right.
Oh, my God. My whole professional life before stand-up, all my friends were white at my jobs, and they thought we were just one and the same.
Right.
I love black guy. I dated a black guy in
Oh,
college.
they love that. Yeah.
And I was like, so?
Wait, tell me more. Tell me more obnoxious things.
I've had a lot of my white girlfriends coming up we would bond over black men.
Yeah.
Because that was my preference. I didn't try to. I was just born to like black men. And my white girlfriend's like, girl, I had a black guy once, and so-and-so, and his dick was so big. And I'm just like, and at the time, I was with her. I was like, yes, girl, I understand. But now, at my age, I have a girlfriend who's Caucasian, and her boyfriend is black. And I get offended when she tells me, he says to her, you know, when you wear your hair in braids, I like that. You're like a black girl and so-and-so. And now I'm like, I don't find any of that funny anymore. When you're young, it's cute because you don't know. But now I'm like, all that is insulting. I had a really hot black guy come to Cali to visit me, and my white girlfriend was hitting on him. But she's also like, but I wouldn't bring him home. You know, I would do them, but I wouldn't have me my parents. That's what happens, that racism that they think is conversation,
Yes.
but it's just straight up racism.
Yes.
You know?
That's and they feel just comfortable saying whatever.
Anything.
Because they feel like, oh, I have a black friend, so I'm not
Yeah.
saying anything wrong, and I'm just trying to relate
Exactly.
to you. But
Oh my God.
at the same time,
Real quick story. When I first moved to California, Orange County, I went to my girlfriend's barbecue, all white girls. And we were in her house in Laguna Niguel, and they were barbecuing inside the kitchen. So they made the announcement, hey, it's time to eat. So they brought me. I came out. I'm the only black girl at this party, black female. I saw all these tan children running around, and I'm like, who are these Mexican babies walking? I didn't know who they belonged to. And then when they announced that dinner was ready, all these black guys came out the back room. They were watching the game, and they came out, and I was like, oh, I had no idea it was so interracial dating. It wasn't like that in the Bronx when I was living here.
Yeah.
That was my baptism by fire into what it's like with the white girls who love the black guys, and I didn't know it was like that.
you are married to a French woman.
Yes.
And born and raised in France. And is she fluent in English? Are you fluent in French? I'm sorry, I know you fielded these questions a million times, but
No. Yeah. She's been in this country over 20 years.
Okay, so she's got
it. But she's still super French.
the French are so
Yeah, she's
sexy.
I
still
hear you make her accent,
super
yeah.
French.
Was the French a turn on? The mystery, the accent, was that
It's
like
hot.
it's hot?
Yeah. it
Whenever I
was.
hear it's so
It gave her a little flavor.
Where'd you meet her? Where'd you
she's
meet her?
Her culture is just
Hot.
totally different.
Yeah.
You know,
it's so different.
So,
yeah.
So that was I was into that.
How'd y'all meet?
Fire Island. Yeah, Cherry Grove. Cherry Grove Fire Island. What's so funny? You over there ha about. Like, sure, typical lesbians. Fire Island, Cherry Grove.
Same
They were
story.
Everybody was
Of
there.
course.
Heard it before.
Yeah.
I haven't heard Fire Island
Wait,
in so
what is-
long.
Oh, it usually doesn't last past the weekend. Huh?
I thought it was a gay
Oh,
man.
not
I thought it was mostly gay men who love fire, not
That's
not
Yeah,
women.
that's what I
Pines.
heard.
That's the Pines.
The Pines.
The Pines,
Okay.
but Cherry Grove.
Grove is where the
okay.
Where the cherries are.
Hey.
Okay.
Well, Cherry Grove is more of a mix. It's yeah.
Okay.
We're more like.
So
I
did
don't
she
wanna say,
roll
like,
up to
down
you?
Down to earth, huh?
Did she roll up to
Who
you?
hollered
How did-
first?
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
hollered first?
It's a long story. It really is, but it was fate. It really was.
Oh, that's
yeah,
great.
Yeah. Someone said, "Hey, you, here. There you go. You're supposed to be together."
Did she ever speak French to like get some aggression out, and then you can't really understand her? Does she ever use it? Because I'm guessing you don't speak fluent French.
I'm not fluent, but
you can
I
hang.
understand. Yeah,
Yeah.
And my kids
Your
speak.
kids?
Yeah, they're fluent.
That's
Oh,
They speak
nice.
French.
You do an
Yeah.
impression
So
of
do
your
they
kids.
talk
and
shit
you're-
about you, and you don't know?
No, you
Well,
understand probably.
Yeah,
when
I
they're talking
understand
about you.
enough. I understand enough to know when they're talking about me. Yeah.
But
yeah.
is that a language you ever thought that you would?
Just listen for noir. Anytime they say noir, I'm like,
Hey, I'm in the room.
what's
I know that's
black?
me.
What's black? What? What?
They're just film students.
Yeah.
It's the same way with Spanish around me. When I hear negra, I'm like, hey, bitch, I'm right here. I know you're talking about me. Just say it.
But there's nothing cuter than kids who can speak French. Are they twins?
Yes.
10 and how is motherhood as a comic who doesn't see that on the horizon for myself? Did you always want kids?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't always want kids. No. But hey, I fell in love. My wife wanted kids, and it just made sense to me. It's like, why wouldn't I want to have a family with her?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
That's always the thing. It's like until you meet the person
Yeah,
that you
it's
want.
case by case. You don't always know.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of you on the wall. Was that the cellar or somewhere? But you were married before. I saw the hyphen.
Yeah.
I forgot. Maybe I never knew you had a husband before. How long were you married when you were married?
Oh,
The first
Jesus. I think maybe 5.
Ooh,
years.
a
I'm not
minute.
sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Did it end
yeah.
because you were like, guess what? I don't like guys. No, it
no.
just ended naturally.
Mm-mm.
Natural ending.
Yep.
You were married too, Jackie, right?
For 8 months.
8
Yeah.
months.
Yeah, to a guy that I was with for 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah. We got married because I left him in New York. I moved to Cali. It became really dramatic. He followed me, and then he proposed. And I'm like, all right, might as well marry him. Then at the wedding in Vegas, we eloped. I'm like, this is a mistake. And
You
I
knew
it
I knew
right
it.
away.
I knew it at the ceremony. I'm like, why? And then I divorced him myself. Did it all myself.
Oh, good job.
Was it the
Yeah.
Elvis preacher?
It was some young. It was some old. It was an old pastor. He had one leg. He had a one
that
leg.
could be
It was weird, but at the time, it was horrible. It was all horrible.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, what I hear mostly from people that decide to have kids and get married is essentially what you're. I feel it from you of like, it had to be because she's my.
Yeah.
Well, you
The
find
person.
the right person.
Yeah. And motherhood is it's a game changer. It changes everything. Everything changes.
Did it
Really.
change? How did it change your stand up and your work ethic? Because you've always been a hard worker and extremely successful before kids. No, how did that change?
It changes your material because I talk about what I know, what I experience, right? I remember being in the clubs and Ray Romano would go on stage and he'd talk about his twins and talk about his kids. And I'll go, oh, here we go again.
White guy talking about his kids.
Oh, boy. Ha ha. But he's really funny at it. He's the best at it. He's
Yeah.
hilarious. I love Ray.
Yeah.
But but you do get a little cynical, like, okay, talk about the kids. Why just gonna pull his keys out? So it wasn't until that I was in that position, and I'm on stage and I'm talking. Then all of a sudden it hit me. It's like, oh my God, I'm Ray Romano. But now I so appreciate that and understand what it was. I mean, when you're a parent, that's pretty much your life. If you're doing it right, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's all consuming. I don't have time to read 3 or 4 newspapers or I should say, online or whatever, or follow the news every day. I don't know what's happening in the world. I'm busy trying to keep these people alive. You know? And so that's what and to me, when I did try to switch it up, it was like, okay, no, come on, Wanda, you got to get back to what you do, what you love. And I would go on stage with those jokes. It felt so written. It felt so forced. Like, oh, listen to Miss Smarty Pants. Who's been reading? It's like it felt like I made it. Exactly. It wasn't authentic.
Because it wasn't what you were actually experiencing and what you were actually interested in and living every day. But that is what is so good about your special, because you have a mixture of what we've known you for and loved you for so long, and you give that to us right out of the gate. And then
politics,
we get
current events. You had like steps, sections.
you get
went
it
in.
all.
Yeah, but this was truly authentic because the kid's a little older, but also my kids are being affected by what's happening in the country. I remember the night that Trump was elected. the next morning my kids were so depressed. Not depressed, but they were just sad. They were just really sad. And then like the next day I'm talking to my daughter and she's like really, concerned. I'm like, Olivia, what's going on? She's like, well, one of my friends at school said that now that Trump won, that people with like skin like yours, they're gonna have to leave the country. That you're gonna have to leave the country. And I'm like, sweetheart, that's not true, And then I said it's gonna be harder. It's gonna be a lot harder for people with skin like mine, and but and then I thought about it. I'm like, wait a minute. She said you are gonna have to leave the country. So she had already made up in her mind that she was staying. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I thought about that. I was like, what the hell is that? She didn't say that we're going to have to leave as a family.
Nope.
No.
Nope, you're out.
You are going to have to leave.
And the realization of this has just caused her to be a little bit sadder eating her cereal that morning.
right.
Like, it wasn't this like sobbing. She's just like, well, it's gonna
Matter of
suck
fact,
without you.
She's probably like, you travel anyway, so you just won't come back this time. That's all.
She's like, I heard St. Martin is nice, right? We went there. We've been there on vacation. That was nice. There's a lot of people with skin like yours there. You should go to the French side.
Yes.
The French side,
Oh my God.
We'll come visit. We'll
We'll talk online. You ain't gotta be here to
Yeah.
mother me.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
have a question for you. Now, regarding the sleep, do you wear a sleep apnea mask?
I haven't been tested.
Oh no.
I've said I'm not gonna get. I don't want to get tested.
The last guy I dated, he was really overweight and he refused to wear the mask.
Oh.
And it was like he died every night. That's what it is. Sleep apnea means your heart stops beating for a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
And then God decides, I'm going to let you come back.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you want to get tested? You don't want to get tested. You're afraid?
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
those machines are pretty. You have to wear them the rest of your life, and then
It's just not sexy. It looks like you're
I
deep
know.
sea diving
Yeah.
and you're laying next to your lover and they're like, I'm going to go watch a movie. Like that.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
It's, I would
Otherwise-
have to get another room. I would have to like sleep in a separate.
because
and
you
then
know
have
what is
special
so
events.
hot is to watch your lover sleeping and hear them go.
Yeah.
That was my ex-boyfriend. That was him. He
That's
died
so
every night.
attractive.
You're just mad that he
He
didn't
died
stay
every
dead.
night.
It's like
You're mad he woke
violent
up.
choking.
I would take his credit card and shop in case that was his last night.
Yeah, exactly. Wanda, thank you so much for being here. The special is not normal, and I can't recommend it enough. Put it on no matter who you're with, what you're watching. You're going to have a great time right out of the gate. It gets you right away. It looks beautiful.
Yes.
It is so much fun. It is a great family thing to watch. It brings everyone together. I'm really grateful for it and grateful for you.
Thanks,
Love
Nikki.
you, Wanda
Appreciate
Sykes. So you met my parents.
Yeah, EJ and Jules. I think we got along really well. I think
They
it actually pissed.
love
Yeah,
you.
I think you're not happy with how much we got along.
My dad doesn't like when I make fun of you now. It's like really annoying that he goes, no, there was something I was making fun of you about, and he goes, Andrew doesn't do that. And I go, yes, he does. You don't hang out with him. Don't defend him. I think he sees himself in you, and it bothers me.
Yeah, but what was it specifically? Because
was I
maybe
making
he's
fun of
right.
you about?
Because
Oh, I was
sometimes you
doing your voice.
generalize.
I was
with-
doing your voice, and he goes, it's not that bad. And I go, of course it's not. That's an impression.
Yeah, but I don't know if your impression is even an impression of someone with my voice.
It's just
You
like,
just give us this. You make me sound like, where's my stapler?
it's sometimes that bad. It's sometimes that bad. My parents loved you, yes.
I
What
get
else?
along better with parents than I think the kids most of the time. I don't know why that is. I think your parents are chill. Your parents are cool as shit.
I know.
Yeah. But you always see like the cool parent. You don't see.
That's the problem is like whenever you have cool parents, and anyone who has cool parents knows this, and my parents are cool, but people just go, why would you ever complain? Your parents are
Yeah.
so cool. It's like, yeah, I know, but I'm allowed to still complain. But yes.
Of course. But then then you got to start to think like, was this just how I viewed them as a kid? And like, am I finding just the negative flaws in them? So then, like, why would we do that? Why are we destined to like try to nitpick and like see like the wrong in our parents as opposed to just like being
No,
like,
I see the good. And my parents can complain all the time that I bitch about them and that I'm not grateful and all this stuff. But I I do so much. I am so good to them.
Yeah.
But I'm still
To our
allowed to be,
parents.
what?
They adopted me over the weekend. I'm part of family. We're brother and
Whatever.
sister.
I'm okay with that. I just don't, I'm fine. You know what? My dad has never had a son. He's always wanted one. And he really looked at Andrew like a son. And it's, yeah.
I loved your parents, and I was like so happy to finally. I guess I met your mom before,
Yeah.
but I really bonded with EJ. With
So,
Ej.
how's Andrew doing? Well, I don't know because he isn't here.
Yeah.
Have you talked to Andrew? What's going on with him?
What- Well, your mom is now writing sly comments on my Instagram.
Oh, my mom. I didn't even see. I wasn't there for that. That was after they had
Yeah.
sent me off on the plane. They
She's
dropped me
coming
off
in
at the
hot.
airport, and then my mom started drinking.
I wrote back to it finally.
I think my mom was a little bit sipping on some,
Sucking on a little dick.
sucking on a little dick.
Your mom was high. Your mom was smoking weed.
Sucking on Andrew's dick. Okay, go on. What?
I like this though. Your mom was hitting a bong.
Your mom was. She's gonna be horrified. Don't. Okay. Wait, so my mom was.
She's sucking on a one hitter.
Oh my God. I love that we just learned what Andrew likes.
Getting stoned. Nothing
my
like
mom
a
was
cool
hitting that
joint. Smoking that jewel.
Oh yeah, she was like drinking so much.
Doing keg stands. Pumping that keg.
She's just shaking up her sodas before she drank them.
What?
Okay. What did my mom write?
Having tea. Having some tea.
Sorry, Mom. You just saw a clip from You Up with Nikki Glaser. Check here every Tuesday for a new clip from my radio show, You Up with Nikki Glaser.
From our radio show, with You Up with Andrew and Nikki.
Never.
Andrew Collins' radio show, who happens to have Nikki on sometimes.
Okay, we all know that's not true.